Hi, my name is Missy, and I'm here to do the bullshit and the blessings for Aries for the second half of August, which would be the 15th through the 31st. I'm going to go ahead and get right into my disclaimer, and then I'll explain what we're going to do here with the cards and the charms. So these readings are meant to be timeless and general, and if the details fit for your situation, then the reading is meant for you. But if they do not, please do not try to make them fit. That will do more harm than good, and it's certainly not my intention. I am not a doctor, lawyer, or accountant. If you need advice in any of those areas, please consult a professional. And please do not do something simply because I suggest it in one of these videos. You are an adult who has responsibility for your own life. Please use that responsibility to your advantage. So with that said, what we're going to do is we're going to get a couple of oracle cards as general messages, which would be the numerology cards and some color cards. And then we'll use the tarot to get the details of, what's going on for you for the second half of August. And then for those who are interested in, what's going on romantically, we'll do a quick pick a card after we're done looking at the tarot. And we'll finish it off with some charms. So let me go ahead and give this another shuffle. Get some of these things a little bit more out of the way. I tried to record this yesterday, and there was something wrong with my software. It didn't really want to. Okay, so we're starting off with music, which is actually very good, very positive. We do have the number 32, which breaks down to a 5. So obviously there's some sort of change happening. Could be surrounding a spiritual partnership. But with music, typically this is going to be the energy of Leo, 5th house energy, which is joy, happiness, fun, romance, creativity, all things ruled by the sun. And actually, this breaks down to the number 5, and that all of the Leo is the 5th house of the zodiac. So all of this energy is 5th house energy anyway. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean everything's going to be joyful, although we'll find out. I'm not trying to say it won't be. I'm just saying, it could be that music is going to be very important for you. Speaking of music, we have, hold on, let me open my Playground by B. Miller. And this orange keeps wanting to come out, and as you can see here, we've got it also on the bottom of the other deck. And so, I just kind of wanted to point it out because it says allow flow and synchronicity into your life, especially with music. Flow is very important. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And that's an 18 that breaks down to a 9. So maybe, flow or going with the flow. Again, synchronicity and spiritual partnership would also be, something that will go together. Here it is again. But, and then look, now we have tangerine with the cut. So be spontaneous and have fun. So all, very important. And in fact, we're just going to go ahead and take all of this orange out. So obviously, Sacral Chakra, very important for you for the second half of August. We do have Lionsgate in August as well, which can really help with any kind of creative endeavors. I'm not going to pull anymore. I'm going to go ahead and leave this orange here, and we're going to add the spiritual partnership over top. And then I'm going to go ahead and get some tarot. So basically what this is saying, this is all summertime, sun, Leo, fifth house energy, every single card that's here, including the spiritual partnership too, by the way. A lot of people don't realize that Apollo is very much attached to, inner knowing, basically. Very Apollo, the god Apollo, or the sun, is a very spiritual energy. So I do feel like it's very strong here. This Leo energy is very, very strong for whatever reason for Aries. I know this is an Aries read, but it's just coming in very strong. Fifth house, especially if you're involved in music in any way, or anything very creative, artistic. It's going to be very important to just go with the flow. Don't try to control anything. Just let it happen as it comes. And I feel like, because music was the first card that came up. So like if what you're doing involves music in some way, and I don't know why I feel it this way, but if there's somebody that suggests something that maybe you're not as open to, you might want to give it a chance, especially if it's something spiritual that maybe you don't understand right away. Just look at the orange. The orange is just is very creative, very, very happy, like abundant, joyful energy. Especially with tangerine as opposed to orange. And I say that because tangerines are just slightly sweeter than oranges are. And so the energy of a tangerine and the color of tangerine just makes it that much sweeter for whatever reason. Take that however it resonates for your situation. There's a lot of passion attached to it as well. Water energy. We have the song Boy by the Killers. Oh, there we go. And now we have the King of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands with the King of Cups showing. So this could be about a partnership in some way. I wasn't feeling, there can be love, obviously, because this is the Sacral Chakra, and there's a lot of passion on the board with all of this orange energy. So, obviously this can be love, especially if you add it together with spiritual partnership, but that's not the way that it came through to me in the very beginning. In the very beginning, it literally felt like a creative endeavor, because music was the first card that came out. And music with the spiritual partnership. So this to me says this is a creative endeavor. I feel like one person is maybe a little hesitant at the other person's artistic something. I don't know. But it is a creative endeavor. And it's saying just be open-minded and go with the flow. One person is very emotionally open with the King of Cups here. Very emotionally open, like... mature, very even-tempered, calm, probably a warm person because this is water energy. Could be also, they might be warm, but it could be that they're also a little bit stoic too. Like maybe that warmth, it takes you a while to see it because there's like this, on the surface, there not a lot shows. And then with Queen of Wands, the Queen of Wands is someone who is very outgoing, charismatic, has a lot of friends, very intuitive, popular, sunny, has a sunny, bright, cheerful personality. Probably very courageous because we have the Leo energy coming through. And I already said that this was Leo energy to begin with because of all the orange. So definite Leo energy coming through with this. You may be dealing with a Leo. So let's get the rest of these cards. Oh, interesting. Okay, hold up. Okay. All right. So remember what I was saying about one person may not fully understand the other person's art. And like they're being advised to just give it a chance, right? So with the Five of Wands and the Devil bracketing the Queen of Wands, right? So the Queen of Wands in the center is going to be the energy that's happening right now as you watch this reading. So whatever's going on in your situation, this is the energy as it stands right now while you're watching the reading. Now, in the past, there's been not a lot of conflict because this particular Five of Wands, these women are not hitting each other with these wands at all. They're just looking at me basically, or at you, waiting for instruction, right? But there, with the Five of Wands, there's always competition. There's always a little bit of rivalry there, whether it's friendly or not. Typically with the Five of Wands, it is friendly competition, or at least there's not anybody trying to do anything underhanded like you would see in the Five of Swords. So, there is some competition. The competition's kind of watching and waiting, right? And that's from the past. But then you have up here in the immediate future, where when you have the Devil energy coming in with competition sitting on the other side, there's this sort of there could be the tendency to be a little bit narcissistic, especially if you're looking around at the competition. Like, you don't want to get either too proud, too greedy, too jealous, the Devil isn't always lower vibrational energy. If this is a love reading, which we're going to get to in a minute for those who are interested in romance, the Devil can also represent lust and passion, which is what we see here with all of the orange. But when you couple these two cards together, it talks about competition, competitiveness, and that can usually lead to some darker emotions. So just beware of that. Be careful of it. You want to you want to just go with the flow and be very generous is the word that keeps coming to mind. Generous and compassionate. No, not compassionate. Generous and empathetic, maybe. Interesting. Very interesting. But at the center is this Leo. Yeah, so let's go ahead and we're going to do a real quick pick a card. And if the person that you are partnering, if your partner is not a Leo, this is just somebody who carries the qualities of the Queen of Wands, or they probably have Leo somewhere in their chart. It's just what it is it, especially with these cards, it feels like one person is getting attention and the others aren't really like upset per se. They're not really arguing. They're just kind of watching. So since we're getting ready to the romantic portion of the reading, where I'm going to give you pick a card, or excuse me, we're going to pull one card here and then one of the tarot cards to get more information on it, but you can choose which group that you want to belong to. So if we're reading this as a romantic situation, I would say that whoever your person is has someone in the past that may see you as competition, and you're being warned not to get too jealous, not to get too possessive, not to get too, upset by it, because your person happens to be charismatic and probably gets a lot of attention. And it's just saying right here, especially having the Devil come out with this card, Coral, that says allow flow and synchronicity. It's saying just go with the flow. Don't try not to let it bother you. I know like Aries, they can get a little competitive. And I think you may want to avoid being overly competitive based on the cards here. in either situation, whether this is romance or like a creative partnership, in either situation, you're going to want to avoid getting too competitive with the people, the people that you're competing against. Okay, I'm going to give a couple more. We have the song Sixth Sense by Pop Evil. Oh. Okay, so go ahead and choose group 1, group 2, or group 3 to represent your romantic situation. All right, so for group 1, you have the Four of Pentacles with the Seven of Pentacles. Basically, this is saying, like, again, where it says go with the flow, that's what the message of the Four of Pentacles is that you could be holding on too tightly to something, and there's patience needed in your situation with the Seven of Pentacles here. It's saying you've already like planted the seeds, you just need to wait for things to mature in order to, come in and reap the harvest of it. But you have to let go. You have to let go and go with the flow. All right, so for group 2, we have the Lone and Level Sands. We have the King of Swords with the Five of Pentacles. So somebody is really feeling rejected and lonely, and like they have been left out in the cold, possibly an air sign. Interesting. So, whoever this person is, they feel very lonely. They feel very rejected. But I don't get like if I was to talk about like with putting it together with all of this, I don't, typically when I see this, I would be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that you feel that way. But I don't feel negative about it. This actually feels kind of positive. Like you might be seeing this rejection, or you might be feeling lonely or seeing this as rejection, but it might actually be for the best, is the way that I'm feeling it. Yeah. Especially because with the Five of Pentacles, like typically one of the messages on this card is that like all you really have to do is knock on the door. Like because in traditional tarot, or in Rider-Waite, I should say, you have the imagery of there are two lepers walking out in front of a church, and you see that there's a light on in the window, or there's a candle in the window at least, but they don't knock on the door. They need help. They're obviously that they need help, but they don't knock on the door and ask for help, even though it's on the other side, right? So that's kind of like the feeling of, you might see this as something that's negative, but on the other side of this, you'll find that it was actually a good thing. Okay, and then here we have the Devil on the Devil. Interesting. With the Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, and Six of Cups. Or excuse me, Nine of Swords, Ten of Wands, and Six of Cups. So even though we have the devil that came out on top of this devil card here, and I was talking about competition with that one, I actually feel like this is saying no, like this is the passionate side of the devil where so if this is a romantic situation in the past, in your romantic situation, because we have 3 cards here, you were very upset by whatever happened. You were very sad and upset by whatever happened. But right now, where you are, you're getting ready to put that pain down. You're getting, it's like it's either already been released and now you're just starting to get back out there. But the 10 of Wands, that is the message, is that he's at the end of the road of this long journey of work, right? It's time to put those wands down because they've been, the responsibility has been very heavy. And then you have the 6 of Cups, which talks about like nostalgia. So once you get past, well, you're already past this stage, but once you put down this burden, finally you're going to be able to look at things nostalgically and with good memories and feeling good about it. And maybe there's not so much, I feel like this is more, remembering the passionate side of it rather than remembering the bad things, like remembering the happy, good things. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to get some charms. Let me get these out of the way. We have In the Air Tonight, Phil Collins in the background. And it's interesting, I just got done with that last part of the reading, and when I said the name of the song, it was at the part where he says, how could I ever forget? It was the first time, the last time. So he's talking about like he's remembering. But in this particular song, if you listen to the lyrics, it's someone who's not very, they're not having, he's not happy about the other person, right? It's in one spot it says, well, if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand. So, he's saying like I can feel some sort of something coming in the air tonight. But anyway, it's just interesting to me the lyric that came through. It's just with that power but resident for your security. I was trying to spread it all out and everything came through in the throat chakra. But that's when I do it like that, I'm trying to spread it across the board. So obviously you have some things that you need to say to somebody. It's very interesting, this combination here, because we have this sort of castle cottage type of charm, and then we've got the scarecrow here. So the castle is kind of sitting, well, it is on top of the crown chakra. So this is what you're thinking about, right? It's like the fantasy that you're thinking about is different from what you're speaking, because we have the scarecrow. So the scarecrow is there, it's a fake man to scare the crows away, right? So whatever you're saying does not line up with what you're actually thinking. That's number one. We do have the rune of like friendship and birth that came out just over both the throat and heart chakra. And so I feel like it's saying if you can get over this, it's like, and if you look at the way they fell, the scarecrow is upside down. It's almost like these two are mirroring each other. It's like you're thinking one thing, but what comes out of your mouth is something totally different. And so, if you can somehow say exactly say the truth, say exactly what it is that you're thinking, and say it from the heart, that's what will make this friendship bloom or blossom. That's also the key to the happiness with this particular open heart key charm that fell out with it. Also, we have this particular charm is the blessings of faith. It's a Bible that has other charms inside of it, being an angel, the praying hands, and the dove. And so I'm going to read the little card that came with this particular charm. So it says, God and his angels are just a prayer away. Find peace in your heart and have faith every day. This Bible prayer box will keep these reminders inside. May it bring you blessings and always be your guide. So the interesting thing about the fact that this is a Bible prayer box, and it is a little charm, or excuse me, a little locket as well, is that it's like you could put your own little prayers inside of there if you really wanted to. But this came out over the throat chakra, which talks about what is it that you need to communicate. And prayer is a form of communication, right? So I feel like you need to have faith in your prayers, is what it's saying. I think, especially because of the way that it came out here, obviously you have been praying, even if you don't call it praying or you're not Christian. Just because this is a Bible doesn't mean that this has to be talking about the Christian faith either. This can be any faith, any type of prayer. So, it's obvious to me that you have been praying. We have Ghost Story by Carrie Underwood in the background. And we also have the Fire Rune here. I think this one is pronounced Kenaz. It's the torch or fire. It's inspiration and creativity, but also your inner insight. And so, having it come out again over the throat chakra, it's talking about the passion that you feel, speaking from your heart, speaking the truth, saying what's on your mind without being afraid of saying what's on your mind. Also, you don't have to be tough all the time. That's just another message that's coming through. Like, if you feel like you have to have this exterior that's scary, you don't. We do have this Turtella agate, which is like the ancestors, is what I think of every time I see this particular type of stone. And so that's coming out over the throat chakra as well as the divine feminine. So maybe this has something to do with your own family. Well, okay, so this is the ancestors. I think this might be family that has passed on. But it is maybe a divine feminine that has passed on, especially because you've got the airplane next to it, right? Maybe these are prayers that you say to a passed on family member. But also I feel like it's saying you can communicate with them yourself. Whether that's through like dreams, it could very well be through dreams because of this here, or it could just be you actually trying to contact them through meditation. Interesting that we have the tourmalated quartz that came out over the root chakra, which tells me you need to cleanse and balance your energy to protect your energy. And so when people say that, some people think, oh my God, what are you trying to say, that there's a demon? I'm not talking about demons or anything like that. When I say protect your energy, it's talking about being balanced in heart, body, mind, right? That's how you protect your energy. That's how you protect yourself from things like stress and, worry and sadness and things like that. Because the more grounded and balanced that you are, the more emotionally stable and mentally stable you feel. So that's what this tourmalated quartz can help you with, is cleansing and grounding yourself, as well as, balancing those chakras. And it looks like you really need to get grounded. And we do have, interesting here, so we have the letter N coming over the solar plexus, which talks about action that you need to take, something that you need to do surrounding a person, place, or thing with the letter N. But it could also be, if it's a person, it could be, again, we've got Leo coming out again, so maybe that's the initial of the person that you need to talk to. I don't know, take it however it resonates. And also follow your intuition regarding this person as well. You absolutely have to follow your intuition regarding this person. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. I hope that resonates. If it does not, please stick around. There may be another reading for you on the channel that does. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the notification bell, anything that you can to help me get my channel out there, as I'm new here, and I thank you for watching.